Hey, everybody. Welcome to John D. Podcast. I'm your host, John D. Miller. Welcome to episode number 53. Everybody, number 53, numero 50 y tres in the old Espanol language. That's right. 828 going on 829 days now. No booze. No booze. No booze. That's right. How are ye's? How are you's? How are y'all's? All right. Got to get to it. So really, this episode was supposed to be a lot different. However, all right, here's what happened. I was supposed to have comedian Ben Jones was supposed to be on the podcast. He's a great comic out of North Carolina. Very funny guy that I've met years ago. And after I did the last episode, he was like, hey, man, I've been meaning to be on the show. Got to come out. Got to do it. And I said, okay. We figured out a day would be Thursday, right? Somewhere around there, maybe before. But anyways, so last weekend, everybody in the family, my lovely wife Liz and our son, we all started feeling a little icky. Figured it was some sort of just like a viral thing or something going on. Liz went to the doctor on Monday. They gave her some meds. They just said, hey, your sinuses. Your sinus stuff is looking a little swollen. So they gave her the meds, but they didn't test her for anything. They just sent her home. That was it. And so I guess, Wednesday into Thursday, kid's like, I don't feel so good. Liz was like, I made him an appointment. Take him in. I said, no problem. We're just like, hey, just check him out. Right. That's all we figured it was. And then, they swabbed him right when he got in there. The kid does that. They swab your kid in the throat, and the kid's like, right? And you're the parent sitting there going, because you remember what it was like. And anytime you had to do it, so they swabbed him, and I'm just talking to the lady, the doctor, nurse practitioner, and it's like, yeah, I just want to check him out, whatever. The other nurse that came in, that swabbed him, hands the thing, goes, oh, well, he's positive for strep. He has strep. And I was like, what? All right. Well, shit. I asked her, I said, does that mean that I have strep too? And she said, yeah, probably. And I've been feeling like I was just getting worse and worse. And I went in Friday and I went in and they said, yeah, you got strep too. And they swabbed me. And I too went to, and yeah, they said, yeah, well, you have strep too. So here's a bunch of big pills. Take them home. Take them, all of them twice, take them twice a day till they're all gone. And that's what I've been doing. But it laid me out, man. And then taking care of the kid and stuff. So I wasn't able to get Ben. And then now I think he's in Florida doing some shows down there. Ben's a funny dude. And we're going to get him on real soon. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good talk. But anyways, I just wanted to get something done because I'm trying to keep this, the tempo up. The tempo up to par on what I'm doing because I basically kind of have to. Nobody's going to come break my thumb or anything. So anyway, so I got this strep thing going on. So I do sound kind of sexy, raspy, and I got the nasal thing going on. So hopefully it's not too bad, but I want to get back to you because there's crazy stuff going on. I just want to do it. Plus it's like 4 a.m. and I'm fucking wide awake. I went in. They gave me antibiotics, right? They gave me that, but I did at one point. I wanted to ask the doctor. He goes, all right, this is amoxicillin. Take it home. Take them all. And I really wanted to be like, hey, last time I was here, they gave me some steroids. Maybe, what do you think? What do you think? I had so many ideas when I was on steroids. So I'm just up. I mean, I'm up a lot anyways. I do a lot of my work. A lot of times you hear me talking. I'm up in the middle of the night and I'm talking to myself because the stuff out, the road outside is quiet. The house is quiet. I can talk. I feel like I can just kind of get away with it. It's weird. Like I like to record when nobody's listening, but then of course, then you can hear it. Anybody can hear it at that point. Once I clean it up and I make myself sound like I'm halfway sane, at least to some people, then I feel better. Then I'm like, okay, well, you can listen now. That's how podcasters do it. I don't know if you know this or not. I bet you a lot of podcasters, even the ones who are, 2 or 3 people, they probably don't want a lot of people just hanging out listening. They probably really just, hey, just give us a minute. Just give us a minute, and then we'll be back. So anyways, I'm fine. Everybody's fine. It hasn't been the normal kind of strep thing. This is what was really kind of surprising in all this was, for instance, when the kid came up positive for strep, was that, usually you get the strep and, you don't even, nothing. You don't want to swallow anything. And this was not like that. This hasn't been those shards of glass in the throat. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of tightness, and a little bit of rawness in the back of my throat. You can probably hear it, but, hey, show must go on, right? But also, it's not been the same. And I asked a doctor, and I asked him, and he said, yeah, there's a strain that's going around. It's not really heavy-duty throat pain, but it causes a lot of uncomfortableness and congestion and overall icky feeling. And I said, really, doc, is that a medical term? No, he didn't say icky. I said icky. So that's what I'm dealing with. But I'm here. But yeah, like I said, I kind of got a little raspy thing going on. Why don't you call me later and we'll get together, have some fondue. Who wants some fondue? Does anybody eat fondue anymore? I saw something. I think I was out with the wife a couple weeks ago, and we went, where were we at? Home Goods? Yeah, one of those places. She was dragging me in. Can we go into one of my stores? And see, that's why Target and Walmart, that's why those stores exist, because there's stuff for everybody in those. You go to a Home Goods. No, I'm sorry. The equation is way different at a Home Goods. Nothing. Hey, I'm not saying they're bad stores. I'm not saying don't go to them. There was something. Yeah, they had one of those fondue pot things. I think it was like $12. I don't think it had the little candle. Doesn't it have a candle? You're supposed to heat the shit up, right? I mean, I know that. I'm basically a trained chef. But I'm saying, I've never made it. All the things I've made, I can make you clam chowder. I can saute you mussels, marinara. I can do whatever. I can make you some. Well, I'm not a baker though. Not a baker as far as dessert things go. I like to bake, and then I like to eat desserts. That's what I like to do. All right. But one of the things that I did last night even, and I've been doing it a little bit recently, I couldn't sleep. I was uncomfortable, and I just wanted mindless TV to watch, and it kind of was. But I always found it interesting was the TV show Cops. I'll say it. I always liked the TV show Cops. It was, Saturday night, man. You weren't working. If I wasn't working, I'd be watching Cops. But I used to love the show. I used to watch it all the time. Actually, at one point, I respect cops that are good ones. I respect anybody that's a good cop. Every commercial break, there was Mike Lindell in somebody's, a mirror, which I thought was funny. I just waiting for because it's this man and this woman, and they come in, they go in their bathroom, and the guy opens the cabinet into the mirror, and he opens it up, and there's Mike Lindell standing there. And then his wife comes in, and he's like, it's like, honey, it's the My Pillow guy. And Mike Lindell's like, hey, everybody, I've got great news. And, of course, he's saying, oh, I got this new pillow with this new technology we didn't have available. I'm just waiting for him to go at the end of it. Go, I've got great news. And they're like, what's that? And he's like, I'm moving in with you. Something like that. Right? I'm moving in. Or no, what? Huh? I've got plenty of slippers and sheets. Yeah, they selling the sheets that are I think they usually sell them for $80 or something. And they're on sale for. They're trying to clear them out. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what he's doing. Some kind of bullshit. Say they're only $25. No, you are losing money because you put so much money into chasing this false fucking thing, this false fucking narrative that you keep pushing of Trump losing. Just stop. Anyways, every commercial break was him as some sort. And then a couple of things. I think it was Fox Business. I think it was Fox Business. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what it was. It was Cops. So here's the thing, though. One of the things I noticed was really weird. Was come to find out, and as I'm watching these episodes last night, these were all taking place during COVID. So apparently, this lady had called the cops and said It's a nice car, but it parks in front of my house. It sits there for 30 minutes and then it drives off. And it's every night at the same time. So they sent somebody out at the time that it was reported to be there. And sure enough, the car was there. And she followed it, this female cop. And she followed this person and pulled him over. And found a needle with heroin mixed in it. Right? And then I think a couple more. And then I don't know if she found like more. Anyways, she ended up not taking the guy to jail. And the guy wanted to go to jail. And she said, I'm sorry right now. This is in California, for sure. I know that. And Colton County, I believe is what it was called, where it was. Colton, or maybe just Colton. But the guy wanted to go. The guy wanted to go to jail so he could try to get help and get away from. And no. She said, I can't. The jail's not taking you. I'm going to give you a couple of citations. A couple of citations, and that's it. I'm not taking you in for a needle full of stuff, of dope. And that's what she said. And then she's like, I usually would, but no, that's not during this pandemic. No, like I said, nobody had masks on in this thing, which I don't know if that was a Fox thing or if that was, because of the time. Oh, this mask is stupid. They don't do. Just the fact that the people just weren't getting arrested, as I thought was just for stuff that they normally would have. And there was another one where they pulled over these people who had left a known narcotics house, right? We've all seen those, huh? The one where the man leaves the known narcotics house and is pulled over shortly there a little bit after. And he's a school teacher, just a normal looking, driving along. Hey, how's it going? Right? He got pulled over and yeah, he had crack in his crotch is where it was. That shows the extent of drugs and what they are. There are people who do drugs that are all leveled. And I'm talking about the dirty ones, like the crack and the heroines and the stuff like that. There's people who are $1 million people, right? $1 million bank accounts, and they do the dirty drugs, as I call them. Obviously, I think marijuana should be legal. Like, I know what a plant that's a 20% THC level, I know what it'll do to me. Okay. I've personally known people who have had issues with them or somebody that they know personally overdosing, or, for instance, happened, I don't know, was a couple years ago. I'm not going to name people's names, but some people involved with it. One person died, 4 other people that I don't know them personally, but I know who they are. But one of them I actually knew. Anyway, it was these 5 people, and they were all doing coke, and there was fentanyl in it, and one person died, and I guess the other 2 that had been doing it lived, but almost died. And yeah, but that's the thing with drugs nowadays. You don't know what the fuck you're getting. There's so many weird things. They had people on there. I was watching on Cops last night that were literally, they had this one lady, she goes, oh yeah, no, it's heroin. And they went and they tested it, and it came back a different color. And the guy goes, no, this is not heroin. This is fentanyl. And they went and they told the woman, they said, that was not heroin. That was fentanyl. And if you injected it and fucked up at all, or just in general, maybe had done it, you would have died. Certainly if she had screwed up, maybe given her a little self too much, or maybe wanted to push it. Yeah. Ugh. When you overdose on fentanyl, which doesn't take much at all, when that happens, you're pretty much dead. There are too many things that could go wrong and have gone wrong. What the whole thing with the cops though was, some people, and I definitely saw it with this newer edition, was, like they arrest somebody, then they always show like the sergeant and the, they show a sergeant and like the other officer who was doing the initial pursuit, right? They'll show them talking. This guy's over here and this guy's over here. And we got 2 in custody, also recovered a gun. I lit the guy up, blah, 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 blah. And they'll go, all right, well, sounds good, man. All right, well, another bad guy, another gun off the street. And they'll like fade out, and you'll just see the cops logo for a second. And then it'll go, and then it goes to the to a commercial, right? And there were some of those last night. Like, okay, somebody, like, it looked like the bad reality television that we all have seen. Whatever show it might be, whatever channel, just the bad reality. Okay, well, this guy, well, it's all right. We're gonna get this thing done. Yeah, we're gonna get through this. That's right. Because we're working for America. I remember that was one of the ones. I appreciate what you do for wherever those people live. Seriously. No, you're good. You're fine. You just worry about your area. But some people say that the cops is fake, like just fake in general. Like the entire thing is fake. I actually saw that not long ago, and that's kind of one reason why I started watching it was because somebody gets, no, Cops was always fake. It's the original fake, reality TV. And I thought that can't be. It can't be fake. Cops is fake. And what I'd seen about it being fake was I think, it was just on like social media or something that is different from it. Then, I'll obviously give it a listen or a whirl. But people saying, Cops is fake. Didn't find anything about it. But so I started looking into this a little more, and I thought, who the fuck is out there saying that Cops is fake? I don't think I've ever seen anything where it was fake. Okay, I understand it got unpopular because everything that happened, like I said, with George Floyd and everything else. I get it, but at the same time, it was a program that I used to like watching people do dumb shit. But I feel like the people who say, Cops is fake, they were also saying that the International Space Station is actually fake. The whole thing, everything. The whole International Space Station, the footage, pictures, everything. It's all fake. Even though the International Space Station, I've seen it fly over my house. Anybody can. It's the third brightest object in our sky you will see behind the sun, the moon, and then it's the International Space Station. Yeah. Oh no, maybe it was the third behind the planet, one of the planets. But whatever. Fucking cares. I've seen it multiple times. I've seen the goddamn space station fly over my fucking house. With binoculars, you can actually literally almost make out like the panels and stuff. I'm serious. Go out there next time it flies over. It's pretty fucking cool, actually. And it doesn't last long. It's literally like, it comes over and you just, I don't know. I'd say it's a minute, maybe. But it looks pretty cool. It's just this rectangle. It's just this white. It looks like something out of like the old school Atari. It just flies over. Hey, how's it going? All right, thanks. But there are people who believe that whole entire thing is completely and utterly faked. And they have articles that they do where they show, if bubbles, supposedly they're in water. And this is the thing. NASA does have water training facilities. They put the astronauts in the water, in the suits, and they teach them how to do it. Yes, you will see those. Those have air bubbles, duh. But they're pointing out that, in space, or the way things, the way they move. Well, first off, how the fuck do you know? Have you ever been into space? These are the people that believe that this all made up. The whole thing. Cops is fake. People who believe that the International Space Station is a fake are also, you'll look at a lot of times, and there's the hashtag flat earthers. Okay, now you see where I'm going with this. This is what I'm getting fucking sick and tired of. Just all the conspiracy bullshit that keeps flowing from people that are just, who's the crazy lady that her videos, the time is always 4:57 a.m. I don't know who that, it's this one lady, I don't remember her name. I'm not going to even say it. But she's some religious prophet lady, and she always saying how the Lord spoke to her, and the Lord will remove Joe Biden, and Trump will be back. Sometimes she said even before that, Trump will be back without an election. He's just going to come back, and he'll just be installed as the president, and he's going to rule for 10 years. I don't know where she got 10, but I don't know. Maybe he's going to do 2 and then croak in the middle of 1. I don't fucking know. He's going to pull an FDR. Huh? No, he died in his 4th one. Wasn't that right? Yeah, he got elected 4 times. And then they changed the rule. Thank God. He was a good one, I think, right? Wasn't he? I know he was. I know my history. But I'm just saying, yeah, 10 years. That's what I'm saying. There's people, this bullshit conspiracy fucking stuff. The flat earth is just the one. Like, look, if you think that the earth is flat, I want you to do this, okay? Just do this. I want you to go into your kitchen, okay? And I want you to take the plate, right, that you think what the earth looks like, I want you to take that and I want you to bash it over your head. Okay? Not encouraging self-harm there. I'm simply saying, because I don't want you to hit yourself so hard that it breaks. I just want you to hit it where you just, bam. I did say bash it over your head, but really, no, just clang yourself. Just clang yourself in the head with it. Seriously, how the fuck do you believe that the earth is flat? Most modern flat earth people, some of them are individuals, some of them are organizations, and they deny that the earth has a sphericity. But this is the thing. Nobody knows why people believe that the earth is flat. Either it's a religion or is it conspiracy. We don't know. I mean, that's more of a modern thing. The flat earth people before, it was a religious thing. Even though the scientists, astronomers, all kinds of people. And that theory has always been a constant, okay? So, for instance, when in the 70s, when NASA sent out the Voyager satellites, right? Voyager 1, Voyager 2, Voyager, as they came back in the crappy first Star Trek movie. When, yeah, go all that way to find out the fucking satellite. Anyways, no, it was more than that. Shut up. That movie could have been so much better. In the 70s, when NASA sent out the Voyager satellites, they were supposed to go out. There were people who literally believed that the moon and the sun were 3,000 miles above Earth. Okay, both of them, 3,000 miles. And then that the heavens were 3,100 miles. So 100 miles past the Earth and the sun. 325 BC to like 31 BC. They estimate at some point people were going, no. This thing we're on is round. Look at the curvature. Look at this. So, but other people, no, it's not. Okay, so that's what they did. And then in the 19th century, the flat earth thing, it basically had a resurgence, is what happened. So it was actually an English writer, that's what it was, Samuel Rowbotham, 1816 to 1884. He kicked it for a little while, right? And he published a pamphlet in 1849. Well, thank God for that. Pamphlet, really? And he wrote under a synonym called Parallax, which sounds like a ladies' metal band. He wrote a book called Earth, Not a Globe. It's a flat disc centered at the North Pole, okay? And bounded along its southern edge is Antarctica. He also brought back a theory that the Earth was 3,000 miles or 4,800 kilometers for all you out there doing the metric. Okay, I know I got people out there above the Earth. And the cosmos, right, or the whatever. Some people, the religious one said heaven. Heaven was 3,100 miles above Earth. He says the cosmos. 3,100 miles, 5,000 kilometers above the Earth. It said that the Earth was flat and immovable. And so basically that's what he did. So he started, and this didn't start until the 19th century. And that's what it was. And then it just has gone on and on. Oh, and I almost forgot to think about the people in the 70s. So basically what that was the people thought that the Voyager satellites were going to go up and go into heaven. Or they were going to like pierce the blackness of the sky. That's what they thought was going to happen. That's what they thought was going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing more than that. And apparently some people thought it would be, once they got to the end of the solar system, then it would be gone. Which, of course, that took a while. People are like, oh, yeah, your satellites are still going. Wait till they get to the end of the solar system. They're going to disappear. And be like, all right, just hold on. I friggin' have to wait about 45 years. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So there was actually, in 1956, a guy named Samuel Shenton created the International Flat Earth Research Society. That flows off the tongue, doesn't it? Better known as Flat Earth Society. Well, why the fuck didn't you just say that? And he took over for what that British dude, kind of people he had running, and his home in Dover, England. Oh, the White Cliffs of Dover, huh? He should see if those are flat. So here's what happened. So basically, this goes on and on. This dude's like, "No, it's flat. No, the bloody Earth is flat. That's what I'm telling you." Yeah, I know. The bloody Earth is flat. That's what I'm telling you. Give me another pint, will you? So the Soviet Union went and fucked it all up for this guy. And they launched Sputnik, right? That was the first satellite. And then all he did was they launched it, and they were like, look, the fucking thing is round. It went around the earth. And he was like, no. This is what I was telling him. I was telling my son this evening. You can't argue with stupid. You can't argue with stupid. Yeah, I don't get it. The dude, Shenton, he died in 71. That's the guy who carried it. And now it just keeps going. It's like, what? Why? Why do people believe this? So 2018, they had a documentary, right? It's called Behind the Curve. They basically what it is. So basically modern flat earthers, right? They believe that there's some sort of a conspiracy theory for explaining why major institutions, so for instance, governments, media, scientists, airlines, all assert why the world is a sphere. They think it is a conspiracy because I don't know why people you get in. I guess it's a mindset people get into with these the conspiracy type stuff. A lot of times they believe conspiracies about vaccines, genetically modified organisms, the chemtrails. That's the white go behind the planes. Has anybody ever done that? You ever had somebody go, oh, they're fucking, they see that plane up there? Yeah, it's fucking poisoning people. What? No, it's not. It's water vapor. It's stop. Dinosaurs, evolution was fake. They believe in that shit. A lot of them believe in that stuff. And they also believe that the earth is flat. How do you, this is what I don't understand about the flat earthers, okay? How do you explain, okay, if you get in a plane and you go around, eventually you will come back around to where you were. I don't get, This is one woman who was saying in the movie Behind the Curve, she said that she doesn't believe that the earth is round, but also, for instance, she was in the Boston Marathon bombing and she wouldn't believe that it had happened had she not been there and actually had part of her own leg blown off. Otherwise, she would have thought that it was some sort of a fake media something, but she was there and she got a part of her leg taken off because of what those dickheads did. She still doesn't believe in other stuff. These are the people who you're going to have to take up into a spaceship and go, look, is it fucking round? They'll go, well, it's not quite round from here. I mean, maybe it's like a contact lens. Maybe it's like that. Okay. Maybe it's not flat, but it's not a round. It's not round. You just go around. You go around the sides. That's what one lady said. And then there was another lady who was a flat earther. And they said, won't you go up in an airplane? Go up in a transatlantic flight. You can see some of the curve of the earth if you get up. And she said, nah, afraid to fly. Yep. That's what she said. Said she won't ever get in a plane because she's afraid to fly. Well, then I don't know what to tell you, lady. I don't know what to fucking tell you. There was another dude that was a flat earther. There was a guy who killed himself on his own rocket ship. He was going to prove that the earth was flat, but he didn't want to go in a plane or anything. He wanted to do it on his own. And they got up, what was it, a few hundred feet, I think, and the whole thing fucking fell apart on him. Yeah. Those are the people that I know. But these people are becoming more and more prevalent. That's what my problem is. The problem is Christopher Walken. Yeah. I don't get people who they just, somebody would say, oh, Joe Biden isn't even alive. That's a body double. It's not even him. What? There's so much bullshit out there now. The internet, of course, I always say it's a blessing and a curse. It's good and it's bad. And, try to find the good in it if you can. And I know, I could get into the whole politics. I'm kind of staying away from it. I'm sick of, I will say this, I was talking about the plate, and I always call her Plate Face, a good old MTG with her. What the fuck is that guy who looks like he manages an Applebee's that her boyfriend is? Whatever that guy, Bryant, whatever the fuck his name is. But their whole impeaching thing, Jesus Christ. She's a conspiracy theorist. People like her are the ones. That cat looked at me weird. I'm going to impeach him. Excuse me. There was cheese on this, and I said no cheese. Impeach. I'm going to impeach you. We should impeach Joe Biden. This peach is mushy. I'm going to impeach this peach. Ugh. Those are the people that fucking. How? This is called people are stupid. And this is where people are stupid. They just shouldn't they shouldn't have the internet, is what the problem is. Really? The earth is flat. That's just the one that gets me. That's the even the one with the people, yeah, the faked moon landing. The International Space Station is fake. But the earth is flat. That's the one I can't even wrap my mind around it. Ha ha. Get it? Can't even wrap my head around it. My round head. Just like the earth is. All right, I'm going to take a break. Before I go, make sure you follow me on Twitter. John D Comedy, John D Podcast. I know. It's run by an evil megalomaniac. Or I don't know what the fuck he is anymore, but he's definitely a megalomaniac. And he dances weird as shit at raves. Go look up the video at some point, whenever you get a chance on Google. Elon Musk dancing at rave. You know what I'm talking about. They get that one dude that's just dancing by himself, but he's just kind of hanging next to the crowd. And nobody's really talking to him. Like, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, that's how Elon was. And I'm not making fun of awkward people, but if anybody's going to be an awkward person and get made fun of, that dude is. All right. But anyway, follow me on Twitter. John D Comedy, John D Podcast. John D Podcast on Facebook. Write to me, johndpodcom@gmail.com. One of these days, I'm going to get my own website and make that legit. Don't forget, you can support the podcast here with Venmo. Through Venmo, John D Podcom. Right? Coming up after the break. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have some notes that say hockey for stupids. I don't know what that's about. No, we're going to talk about some NHL because obviously there's some things to talk about that's happened. I don't know if we're going to do anything nerdy. We might. Obviously, Mandalorian. I tied that up last episode. I know. I'm thinking I'm recording. Am I going to leave this part in? I don't fucking know. Maybe. How much cold medicine am I on right now? More John D Podcast right after this. When I quit booze for good, one thing I learned was to always keep your palate entertained. And one of my new favorite ways to make it happen is BlendJet 2. BlendJet 2 is portable, so you can blend up a smoothie at work, a protein shake at the gym, or even an NA margarita on the beach. It's small enough to fit in a cup holder, but powerful enough to blast through tough ingredients like ice and frozen fruit with ease. BlendJet 2 is whisper quiet, so you can make your morning smoothie without waking up the whole house. Lasts for 15 plus blends and recharges quickly via USB-C. Best of all, BlendJet 2 cleans itself. Just blend water with a drop of soap and you're good to go. With over 30 plus colors and patterns to choose from, there's a BlendJet 2 to complement just about any style. What are you waiting for? Go to blendjet.com and grab yours today. And be sure to use the promo code JohnDPod12 to get 12% off your order and free 2-day shipping. No other portable blender on the market comes close to the quality, power, and innovation of the BlendJet 2. They guarantee you'll love it or your money back. Blend anytime, anywhere with BlendJet 2 portable blender. Go to blendjet.com and use the code JohnDPod12 to get 12% off your order and free 2-day shipping. Shop today and get the best deal ever. BlendJet 2. And welcome back to part 2 of episode 53, numero 50 trace of John D Podcast. I'm your host, John D. What's going on, everybody? How was your break? Mine was actually about a day long. Took some meds. I'm feeling a little better. I'm not as nasally, that's for sure. I think these antibiotics are starting to work a little bit. Anyway, so we're back. Thanks to BlendJet, again, for being a sponsor. John D Pod 12 at checkout for 12% off and free shipping. Thanks to them for being in there as well. And then whatever other sponsor you might have heard, depending on where you're listening. You may not have heard anything. You may not have heard any extra commercial or even BlendJet. So if you got lucky that way, don't tell anyone. I got to tell you, these NHL playoffs have been absolutely crazy. I don't think anybody would have picked Florida and Vegas in the final. Nobody had it. It's just like the March Madness brackets. Nobody had it. Nobody had Vegas and freaking Florida. Now, don't get me wrong. They're good teams. I'm not doubting the fact that they could ever even been here. I'm not saying that them being in the Cup Finals, the both of them, is a conspiracy. I'm not saying that it's rigged because they've been playing very well. I mean, I know that I've learned enough about hockey, and this is one of the things. So in 2018, when my Capitals won the Cup, I started seeing stuff in them that I had over the years grown to know that when a team is playing a certain way, it's just maybe sports in general, but maybe because I'm so fixated on hockey and football, that's what I know. And I know that the Florida Panthers have been playing like a team that can win a Stanley Cup. And they've been doing it since round 1. They've been doing it since they played the Bruins. And Vegas has been doing the same thing. They did have some struggles. People would say, hey, all right, John, big hockey fan. Who's your prediction? I'm going to go with Florida. But then again, my bracket completely got screwed up. Not so much first round, because I did pick Florida to win that round, and I did pick New Jersey to beat the Rangers in the first round. But and then my West Coast were too. Those were all pretty good. Those were all pretty good. But then second round came and went right out of there. Right out of there. And but it's been good. I'm just going to say this. I think nobody expected it. Matthew Tkachuk with all the overtime winners. It's just the overtime games. Did anybody see the one that was 4 overtimes? Absolutely ridiculous, crazy. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to go on it too much as far as right now goes. But seriously, man, these playoffs have been crazy. Nobody would have predicted. I know, and I kept saying I wanted the Cup to go home to Canada just because I guess I'm just a fan of the game, and I just, wanted to see the Cup go home. It hasn't been there since 93, at least won by a team from Canada since 93. And, I think it would be a great story, but it is what it is. Florida took out Boston. They took out the Leafs. Come on. Those are the top 2 teams in the league right there. And they took out a hard fighting and a very tenacious Carolina Hurricanes. And then Vegas did get to the final. I think they did well. They had to beat the Winnipeg Jets. Well, they would have been good, more challenging had they not been so racked with injuries. However, and this is where I had Vegas going out of the playoffs, was against the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid, all them guys. Got that awesome new goalie Skinner up there. Nope, Vegas took them out. And then they faced very much improving Dallas Stars with Robertson and Ottinger. I mean, it's, yeah. So they have earned the right to be here. I think it's going to be a very exciting Cup final. I think they're very evenly matched. I think, I got to give it up for Bobrovsky in Florida. Yeah, I have always said he's not a $10 million a year goalie. He has completely shut me up as far as that goes in the playoffs. The man is finally, in my opinion, standing and delivering. And I don't pay the guy. What the hell do I care? But I'm saying, as a hockey fan, as somebody who, hey, I don't have $10 million a year. It's going to be a very good final. I think it's crazy. This Aiden Hill kid, talk about goaltending, is he's good. He's good. And sometimes what happens, you get these young goalies come up out of nowhere. I just think it's funny that they have a Stanley Cup champion winning goalie named Jonathan Quick, who won cups with the Kings back in the 2000 teens. But he is the backup, is all it is. You never know what's going to happen in hockey. It's going to be a good final, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, But as I told my son last night, the Stanley Cup will rest in sand during the summer. And he said, what does that mean? And I said, Florida, sand, Vegas, desert, sand. He went, oh, yeah. He's about to get out of 4th grade. What are you going to do? But yeah, I think it's going to be a very good Stanley Cup playoff. Was it Toronto? Was it Toronto second? What was I'm sorry. That was rolling in my head since I said it a second ago. I think Carolina was second. And I think Toronto, they had 111, 113. Yeah, okay. All right. Whatever. I'm just saying, Florida's earned the right to be there. I think Vegas has too. The ice hockey on the sand. Does anybody remember when they did the roller hockey, the beach roller hockey things? They used to show them on ESPN. Does anybody remember when they had those years ago? They actually had like an arc that if you shot the ball, the roller hockey, if you shot it from past a certain line, you got like two points instead of 1. Well, moving on. I want to mention this because as much as sometimes I am maybe a little more critical in my old ways of younger artists and, whatever they may do in their own creativeness, that I'm like, yeah, that is stupid or whatever. Not even necessarily that much, but to be condescending to them or say that they're not good, but just saying I don't have an appreciation for it. One of those people is Taylor Swift. Now, a lot of people who are near and dear to my heart like this person. They like Taylor Swift. Good for them. I personally don't really do it, but it's not really my type of thing, right? Wouldn't be expected. I think if a 49-year-old man is like, I fucking love Taylor Swift, people like, that might be a slight red flag. Point being, though, I am very impressed, and I actually had to give her kudos right here on my own podcast for the fact that what she did in Nashville on her Eras tour, and basically they were having lightning strikes, storms, heavy rain, right? Taylor Swift was like, hey, and they told everybody in the crowd, go back into the stadium, shelter in place. And this rain delay actually lasted for hours. Like they were literally in there for hours. And Taylor Swift kept saying on Instagram, like, hey, don't go away. I'm gonna be out there and we're gonna do this. So it finally cleared up. Okay. She went out there and did her entire 3-hour set. That's pretty impressive. I don't know. I don't think Metallica would have done that. I'm serious. I don't even know that some of the biggest heavy metal acts or rock artists in the world ever of all time would have gone out there and done that. But she did. And then this is the thing. So she goes out. She's playing for an hour. And it literally torrential downpour. And some people have actually said, no, she should have stopped because these people are standing there in the rain could be getting sick or whatever. So she's basically kind of holding them captive in order to be able to see her and get their money's worth. They had to stand out in the rain. But the woman literally did not have to do it. She wasn't just standing there either. She was making jokes about it. She actually, she was dancing. I mean, she was doing everything. I think I'm impressed. I'm impressed. And she was doing 70,000 people. Other people could have just packed it in. And she said, nope. That is called being a professional artist right there. That's called being a pro. And I think a lot of people, because I don't necessarily like certain people. Like there are plenty of people who are artists that I don't like what they create. Music. I love music, but there's certain people I don't like, but I recognize their talent. I was telling my wife, Cyndi Lauper. I didn't necessarily like her music back in the 80s. I heard, all the girls just want to have fun. I heard that over and over and over again. That wasn't even necessarily the best song. I think she had some other ones that were good. I recognize the ability. Her, Taylor Swift, Madonna, men and women, Barry Manilow. You just, you don't like it, but you recognize the talent, right? Maybe a little, right? Barry Manilow. What the hell did I get that from? You thought I would have gone with something like Wayne Newton or something, but no, Barry Manilow. My mom liked Barry Manilow when I was a kid. Look at this picture of her. She's standing there. She's soaked, playing guitar. Yeah, that's an artist right there. That is charisma and just a willingness to not let your fans down. 70,000 of them. I do wonder if this was a 700, if maybe it would have been different. Because getting 70,000 people, because for instance, I know people who traveled to Florida to go see her. I know other people who've traveled to other places, New York, from where I live, which is Virginia. People will travel around to go do it. So people probably had gone to Nashville from all over to see her. Plus, that would be like a destination thing if you're a fan, right? I know. I can't believe I'm going on about this. I was very impressed. And I think that more artists and other people, one, wouldn't have done that. And two, need to learn a lesson from it, is what I'm saying. That way to set a bar right there. Yeah. I still don't like her music though. Go look on the internet, go on the YouTube or whatever. Just Google it. And it's basically these people are sitting on a subway. I don't know what city it was. And they were saying being on the empty subway right when the Taylor Swift concert gets out. These people, they're just sitting, nobody's on the subway. And they stop and the door, and you can see all these people like on the platform through the windows of the door, and then they open up. All these very young women getting on, wearing all kinds of sparklies and all kinds of other shit, carrying bags and T-shirts, and yeah, they look like they'd been to a concert. One that they had thoroughly enjoyed. I think there's a look that somebody has when they go to a really great something that they really enjoy seeing. You like music, like love a killer show. You come back, you just got that glow, about you. I think the last time I had that, I went and saw Alice in Chains. It's one of my all-time favorite bands. I got to see them live. I'd seen them before, but that was the best time I'd ever seen them, and you just love it. But yeah, go watch that video. It is, it's a little scary. But anyways, kudos to her. Like I said, I just want to acknowledge it. Wow, where are we going? All right, we need to get moving. Keep moving. Yeah, keep moving along. All right, so. Update from last episode, okay? This is something I talked about. I talked about Jeff Bezos, and about his yacht that he went out and bought, that he had to buy another one because the first one didn't have a helicopter pad on it. Yeah. Yeah, $500 million for the first yacht, $25 million for the second yacht. So we could have a support. Yeah, so we could have a helicopter pad on it for his girlfriend at the time, Lauren Sanchez. I am a fervent believer in don't judge a book by its cover. I really, truly believe that. But she does not look like she would fly a helicopter. I'm just saying. Well, apparently that's not his girlfriend anymore. And yet another reason for me to, I love Amazon, but God damn this guy. So she was spotted wearing a wedding ring, an engagement ring that is estimated to be around 30 carats, $2.5 million is what they are saying. If there's not more reason in the world to just want to walk out and just scream at the sky, I don't know what it is. Then just, I know, I go to Amazon, I have Prime, I do all, I'm all about it. And I don't hate the guy for what he did. Hey, but he made a business. He made he made money. Same time, it's like, it's just an update. Yeah, $2.5 million. How you going to fly a helicopter and wear a ring like that? I don't think you can. And why is Bezos getting married anyways? Again, he was already married once before. Why is he going back to it? Huh? You got to understand. I mean, didn't he meet his first wife like when he wasn't completely, like just completely not, he wasn't rich as shit. He couldn't just buy anything and everything he could ever possibly want. Wasn't he? Because now, once I got to be his status, I don't think I could ever trust. This is the thing. If I ever get rich, I know my wife loves me because she loves me right now and I got nothing. I know she's in it for the long haul. I know she got it because of me. But if you're Jeff Bezos and you meet somebody and she's this person that flies a helicopter, and maybe, I'm telling you, there's something going on. There's some James Bond villain thing going on. She's like a little assassin flying around in a helicopter. A wannabe Black Widow, right? Something like that. Yeah. That's just another reason. I just wanted to pass that along. I'm not saying stop using Amazon. Just make this dude pay his fair share make them all pay their fair share. And then you got people sitting there going, well, the money, the budget. Come on. If you would, I'm not saying tax half their shit. If you really, I was talking to executive producer Tom Agnew. That's his voicemail. When you call him, I don't remember the numbers specifically right now. We were talking about it, but basically the amount that people would pay, 50% of your taxes would, and those people, the Rockefellers, that's what it was. He brought up the Rockefellers and he was saying how that back then that the tax rate was like 50%. I might be misquoting. Maybe it was 70. And routinely these people would pay that amount of their money they made into taxes. And they still, I believe there's still a Rockefeller Center. Is that what it is? Yeah. $2.5 million for, I don't even understand why. I don't care how rich you are. Don't put that much money into a ring. Put it into something else. Get matching tattoos or something. Which, you know what? I sit there and I look at this picture of her, and I swear, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe that his new woman looks a lot like his old woman. Yeah. $500 million yacht. Then he's going to turn around and get married to somebody who looks like his old wife? What? There's no way that, I don't think that guy's like Howard Hughes crazy, but there's no way he's not. I don't know. All right. Let's start working our way out of this. All right. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Well, speaking of people who probably don't pay their fair share in taxes, I want to talk about this guy for a second before we get out of here. This is a man who, it's this whole situation. It involves the whole situation with the Target and the Pride and everybody getting mad about that. It's a guy out of Florida. And the gentleman's name is Forgatio Blow, which I'm not going to lie, when I first was sitting at my desk upstairs and I had the TV on in the background, and I heard the name Forgatio Blow, I thought it said Fellatio Blow. I'm not going to lie. And he's this merkin-looking motherfucker with a beard that is going around, and he's a Trump lover. He loves Trump. Loves everything about that dude. Now he's balling. He's rolling big time. He's rolling. Loving Trump. He has world-renowned hits such as Let's Go Brandon, No Vaccine. Really? Took you 4 more years. Ooh. What poetry that probably is. I'm sure. I've heard some of his stuff. It fucking sucks. Okay? This is a classic example of another one of more and more of these grifters that are getting into the pull and just trying to make money off this whole situation. This guy's completely over the top, is what I'm saying. He absolutely is. And he goes in, he's joined this group of people who want to go into Targets and harass the employees. He went into Target. So I just want to say, I saw him. He made a video in Target. He also made a song called Fock, F-O-C-K, Fock Bud Light. just joining on, just bandwagoning onto that, huh? Come on, fellatio blow. Or I'm sorry, forgot. I actually said it wrong that time. I really did. Forgatio blow. Come on, you're no Kid Rock, okay? So stop it. Stop it. He's got it right in the middle, underneath his lip, his bottom lip. He's got the hair shaved down, and it says Suburban Legend. Yeah, I bet you are. In your little fucking inflatable pool. This guy went into Target, and he made a video in the Target. And he made a video. He's in the aisles. At one point, he's grabbing boxes of Tampax. I saw him on TV, and he makes this video, and he goes in there, and he's saying that how he was in Target, and none of the employees really seemed to care. He was just kind of going around. And he's just saying, these people weren't even working. I don't know. This motherfucker has never worked retail, especially in a Target or a Walmart or something like that. I worked at Target for a couple months. Okay, I've worked in retail. I've worked in the business. Those people probably didn't give a shit what you were doing. They've probably seen so much other weird shit going on, especially now in the day and age of TikTok and all this other stuff. People making these weird videos. I've seen them. You see them all the time on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. People make these videos, and the employees are used to it. They don't give a shit what your crappy music is. They could care fucking less. And the whole concept of people going into these places feeling they can just harass people, calling people pedophiles, and look, you can't. You want to boycott Bud Light or Target and not spend your money there? That's fine. You want to put stupid videos where you talk about Jesus and being a warrior and all that other bullshit? Go right ahead. You don't want to go to Target? Go right ahead. Don't go to Target. Don't spend your money there. But they are a privately owned business. You don't have any right to go in there and tear down shit. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. So basically what I'm proposing, if you go in someplace, and the people, that's the thing, people are mad at Target and Bud Light and all these places. Walmart has gone full in on their pride. Why are people all of a sudden so mad about this? Why? It's trigger words. Scare tactics. That's what it is. Trying to make you feel like, oh my God, this guy's fucking fallen. No, these people are just want to be recognized. And you better learn to fucking live with it. Because they're changing. These young people are getting older and they're voting. And you better learn to deal with it. With instead of your little fascism, totalitarian fucking attitude. You want to boycott Target, don't go there. I don't care. They don't care. Nobody cares. Yeah, you think you're going to hurt their bottom line? Go ahead, hurt their bottom line. Plenty of people don't care, and they walk right by that stuff, and they don't give a shit. And if there are people there who are looking at it, they don't care about that either. Why? Because it's none of their fucking business. It's none of yours either. You have people like this Ethan Schmidt dickhead who lives out in Arizona or something like that. He's always talking about how he's misogynistic towards women. He says other things. Anti-Semitic. There's video of him going into a Target, walking up to a pride thing and pulling it down. Well, guess what? The other day they found out he was a regular on the gay dating app Grindr. Yeah. And I haven't heard any other statements other than a preliminary one of, oh, no, that was just a joke. That was, trying to figure out something. What are you trying to figure out? The fact that you're actually gay and you're projecting? What are you trying to figure out, Schmidt? Yeah. Knock the shit off. Here's what I'm saying. If you go into a Target, a Walmart, or anything, and you see somebody acting like that, boo them. I'm not saying getting a boo, but just stand there and boo them. Just like this woman. There was this woman I saw the other day. She's in an amusement park, and she's a white lady, and she's yelling at a younger black gentleman, And she's yelling and she's going, and he's just trying to walk away from her. She keeps walking in front of him. And and then at one point she goes, it's people like you that are what's wrong with the world today. I don't know why she was saying that to him. Is it race? Was he rude? I don't know. But it's not how you fucking act. It's not how you fucking act. I don't care who you are. You got a problem with somebody, go find a manager. Yeah. Go complain. Do it that way. And I just loved it because at the end he just was screaming at her. He was just screaming at her. Bye. And she wouldn't have it. She had to have her way. Fuck that shit. This whole entitlement, you can just do whatever you want. No, you can't walk into a Target and tear everything up. You can't do it. You can't do it. And obviously people just keep trying to do it and get away with it. So here's what I'm saying. When you see somebody like some shit ass rapper from Florida named Fellatio Blow, with his merkin face beard, when you see somebody like him doing things in a Target or Walmart, or you see somebody else just in general, just doing something like that, just boo them. I'm not saying get in their face. I'm not saying start a confrontation. Just boo them. Just boo. Just boo them. This world doesn't need to be like that. Doesn't need to be like that at all. We can all respect each other and get along. We can do it. Just drop the shit attitudes. And we as society need to make people do that. Yeah. And I'm telling you, these young people, they're trying. They are trying to. Some Republican people, I think, what's his Ramaswamy? The guy's the guy's not going to win for the Republican nomination. Him and some other people he's the one who stood out most immediately in my brain, but he wants to raise the voting age from 18 to 25. Get the fuck out of here. That is one of the most unconstitutional things I've ever heard in my entire life. Tell me that a man or woman can be 18 years old and go off and fight and die in a war, kill people in a war, but they can't vote and they can't drink. Jesus, no. That you can't have that. We cannot have that. Once again, let's work on it. Let's be better. If you see somebody in one of these places acting like an ass, fucking call them out. I saw this one video where this guy was doing it, and his wife looked a little stressed, but he was like, what's the problem here? The guy's like, you're a pedophile. These people are pedophiles. You're a fucking joke. No, hey, listen, I was a doorman. I'm going to tell you, don't just say, what's the problem? No, there's no problem. And they started acting up, go boo, boo, boo. Yeah, just boo them. They deserve to be booed because they're bad people. And this guy forgot he'll blow. He sucks. All right, I got that off my chest. This has been a little bit, obviously, longer than I know. I sit here all the time and I go, I'm not gonna be a long episode. And then I talk. And here we are. I want to say thanks for everybody for listening. As always, like, subscribe, download, tell your friends. Don't forget your charities. No Kids Hungry. Many school-age children are in situations where the best meal of the day come from school, and it's getting ready to not be school. So No Kid Hungry helps children with meals for children in need when they are away from school, such as weekends, holidays, and especially summer vacation. Wounded Warrior Project. I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day. Remember what it was all about. The brave men and women who have served our country deserve the best care we can give them after they return home. Some of them have wounds that are external and or internal, and they might need help with them, or just maybe accessible housing. Bestfriends.org is making a difference by helping homeless dogs and cats in shelters be adopted faster and in more numbers. Their goal is to have the entire country no-kill shelters by the year 2025. Of course, anything for Ukraine charities, always a good thing to help those people enduring what is simply an atrocity. Don't forget Twitter, John D Podcast, John D Comedy. Write to me, johndpodcom@gmail.com. Facebook, John D Podcast. And of course, if you have a little charity, have a little chair of me, John D Podcom on Venmo. Executive producers for John D Podcast are Tom Hegel. That's his voicemail when you call him. And Liz Miller. Thanks to them each for helping this happen in their own ways. This episode was recorded and produced by yours truly, John D Miller, in the Amateur Media Studio. Don't forget Blendjet. Blendjet.com, John D Pod 12 as your code for 10% off and free ship. Oh, 12% off. Yeah, to say that. And free shipping I know we didn't do any nerdy stuff, so they didn't get a shout out. But as always, I give a shout out to MondoMonsterwear.com, who does support everything geeky and nerdy on the show. MondoMonsterwear.com, podcast at checkout for a discount. I guess that's it for now. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. If I am, sincerely apologize. Enjoy the Stanley Cup playoffs. I should hopefully be back to you sooner rather than later and discuss those as they are going along, perhaps at least a little bit. And that's about it. All right. Thank you for listening. This has been episode 53, numero 53 in the old Espanol language. That's right. Of John D Podcast. I've been your host, John D Miller. Folks, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time. Later for you.